Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You already know it's tea time, and Mr. Stephenado Amas and the beautiful Kofo right here talking about nudity in the entertainment industry. Do you think it is good? Do you think it is bad? Please call in and tell us what your thoughts are on that topic. So guys, are you ready to get into our stories for today? Yeah. So our first story, a media personality, Bolanle Olukanni, has taken to her social media to share her 2 cents after he confessed he has been having extramarital affairs. Bolanle wrote, "Yes, he did a horrible thing and now he has made steps to restore and heal. You can't be cheating and still ministering, even if you have repented. Leave the ministry and go and ask yourself, why were you cheating? Find the foundation of your relationship with God before you lead others. When you cheat and you are in a moral position, you must step away from the ministry. You have to, and also it is so important to hold yourself accountable and confess. When something is in the dark, let it come to light so that there is healing." Now, this is a media personality who spoke frankly on the Sammie Okposo's incident that broke on social media yesterday. Now, she's saying he should stop ministering, and if this is him wanting to be healed, then he has to stay off the ministry. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think we had this conversation yesterday, and I would say it and say it again. He has to. I'm totally in support of the media personnel, because you cannot be selling and singing and praising the Lord in all spirit and everything, and the next thing is we're seeing you doing something you're probably against the religion. For those.
Yeah, I understand you perfectly well, Kofu. But I mean, in this part of the world, in the religion sector, of course, forgiveness is a big deal. I mean, you should forgive and let bygones be bygones. Do you think? True. Yeah,
that's true.
So, do you think she's not letting him heal, or?
I don't think it's in her place to offer him forgiveness. She's not the one he offended.
Okay.
Yes, she's given her 2 cents, as you said earlier. She's just advising him, and I think there's nothing wrong with what she said. However, someone who's asking for forgiveness, you'd need to review that person's character and see if there's some remorse.
Person is true.
So giving a track record, giving a track record of Sammie Okposo.
Oh my Lord, I want to drink my.
You see? So what are you
how far he has
saying?
come.
Let him just go off the ministry, but that's not even enough to me. Really, that's not enough.
He should look inward and fix the problem honestly. Maybe stop with the whole grand apology thing. That one he did was enough. Everything else from here on should be honest, should be true, should be deliberate, should be inward.
You know, I was having conversations with friends, and I said there's some things that will go with me to the grave. You know,
Right.
I mean, like if I was in that situation, obviously the girl came out, she was pregnant, she's been ranting for a couple of months, and they had to come to public apology.
Yeah.
But for me, I really thought that public apology wasn't it for me. I would apologize to my wife and let people think what they want to think. Do you think that might be the right thing to do?
Exactly, but now I think the situation wasn't just between. It wasn't something you could keep at home anymore. It was already getting out of hand because the lady was already ranting.
Yeah.
And any minute, it was going to be the center of attraction, which is going to. He had to do the damage control of a thing.
But then that damage control actually caused a lot of damage.
So
yeah,
did he apologize?
Obviously people will judge.
Yeah, because
the internet never forgets.
The gospel sector is different from the secular sector, because these gospel guys, when they go for events, you know, they tend to do it spiritually. You know, they create atmosphere. I don't want to use the biblical terms, but then they create atmosphere, and then they get people into certain moods, you know, that helps, gives hope, and all of that, faith in works and all of that. You know, when you breach that, when you break that, it is hard for people to recover, because people, that's why you see a lot of homes, a lot of women trust their pastors more than they trust their husbands.
I wonder, you say, oh, this person is my spiritual daddy, it's my spiritual father. You don't do that.
I wonder how many people's spiritual daddies spiritual daddy he was before all of this broke out.
Well,
how many ladies?
We cannot categorically say that right here, but I mean, he's got his records. And some time ago when he was the lead music director in the church, we heard stories. We thought he's moved past that because it's been a while and we haven't heard anything. And now Late
Here we are.
2021. But then don't forget that these guys are targets as well. You know?
They are targets, but
Yes,
that's
then we
true.
believe the Spirit of God has been manifested in your life. So you'll be able to refuse some kind of temptations. You don't just come and tell us, oh, okay, this is God working. Let me minister into your life.
Okay.
Hallelujah.
Talking about spiritualities, pastors, that takes us to our next story. Pastor Timilehin Adigun has responded to Juliana Oloyede after the actress called him out. Juliana accused Timi Adigun of controlling her passwords and using them to impersonate her on Facebook. She alleged that he refused to release her passwords to her and that he went on to unpublish her Facebook account. Reacting, Pastor Timi said he created all Juliana's social media accounts, including YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook for free as a father.
Okay. But you're talking about spiritual daddies.
But before we go into the discussion, I think there's a video from, So guys, let's check out a video for Timi Adigun.
Now, please don't do that crying thing. Okay, the day you walked out on myself and Mama in July 2020, you came into the house angry, very angry, but you left crying. I'd never see you cry that way. Your hands were shaking. You said, Mama, I'm a bad person. I don't know how to do it. Teach me. How do I forgive? How do I forgive? You were pained about a couple of things in a couple of ways I had failed you. But I apologized to you that day. I said, Juliana, I'm sorry. Give me a chance to make it up to you. July 2020, the day you walked out, the last time I saw you. And before you left that day, you wept in front of me and my wife. Because you know my wife forgives easily, saying, Mama, I'm a terrible person. What have I done? Teach me how to forgive. As at then, I did not know you had already talked to some people. So obviously, you knew what you had done. So you felt bad after I apologized to you. You said you were sorry. Your hands were shaking. Mama, I'm a bad person. Teach me how to forgive. So please don't do that crying thing with your fans, okay? Now to the password thing that you are talking about. I don't have any of your passwords, Juliana. None. I did not enter an agreement with you as your manager. So we didn't sign any contract, Juliana. I managed you as your dad. Okay? I signed endorsements with you as your dad. I manage you just like I will manage Esther Adigun if she becomes somebody in showbiz. And I'm not going to sign a contract with my daughter. Okay? And all your passwords, I told you about them. So you should be looking for the book or the books where you wrote your passwords. I did not open any page for you without giving you your passwords. What do I need them for? I was building something for you. I built your YouTube.
Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. It's still tea time, and as you already know, that was the father that is not the father to Juliana, who's the actress. I mean, he calls himself her father.
He's her father.
Yeah.
As far as we've heard.
You know, these things are very, very tricky. You know, we need to understand relationships. I mean, the fact that we've gone sour or things have gone badly between us, it doesn't spoil the good times we had. You know, if they had a father and a daughter relationship at the time, it was good. And then he's referring to that. Doesn't he have the right to say that I was your father at the certain time, even if he was her father at those times? Let me ask you, Amos.
Oh, okay.
And I would say that if I was in the shoes, if you fall out with someone and the person wants to leave, then let the person go and let the person go completely. Don't go around trying to hold. I'm not saying this is what he's doing or that's what he did, but you let it go. Whatever is the truth, whatever it is the misunderstanding is, whatever the false story, so to say, the other person tells, in time the truth will come out.
Thank you. You know, Kofa, I was going to mention that. I was going to say, is this just all about password?
This is
Or
just about
Definitely
password.
not.
There has to
Did
be
you-
more to it than just the passwords.
Juliana released a video, I think this morning, and where she was complaining about the man being of no clear intentions, having to do things with her sister.
Oh, wow.
Things like what exactly?
Exactly. Things like you could expect,
Yeah.
calling her from school to meet him up at a hotel.
Oh.
And no, you see, there was something more. It wasn't really all about the password of a
passwords.
thing. It was more than the password. Then they were
So
like,
the password is
oh,
the decoy.
I begged your family to forgive me. How would I forgive you? You had things to do with Juliana's sister, according to Juliana on the video. So I think there's more to it, and this whole spiritual daddy of a thing
Oh,
is
dear.
just like a camouflage for me, because I just really feel everybody's just like wearing an armor of I believe in Jesus, I love Jesus. Please, this religion thing in Nigeria is just really getting out of hand these days.
But I mean, a lot of people are accountable for certain things or for certain people. That's why they put themselves in that position. They want to be accounted for. That's why they say, "Oh, my daddy in the Lord." Oh, but I hardly hear my mommy in the Lord. It's just daddy in the Lord.
Nah, it's always daddy in the Lord, because they always know how to, naive girls, or all those young ladies. There are a lot of pastors, and most pastors and their their spiritual children are always having issues and coming out to call their themselves out. I remember there was an issue of rape sometimes ago too.
yeah.
So can you see, if we make references, we would not live here today. Do you get? There's a lot of things going on in the old gospel industry and the old spiritual realm of Nigeria. So really, it's crazy, because I really feel we need to do better. This whole having spiritual daddy, this man, yes. There are people who say, you can't go through your problems alone. You have to share with somebody. Then the next person you go to is your pastor. Yes, you can believe in your pastor, but then these people are human too.
Yes,
they can always fumble. They can always misbehave.
But then there's grace.
I have a question though.
Of course.
Where does the spiritual father go? Who's the spiritual father?
I think they have.
Because we're all human beings.
Don't
Yeah,
they
of
have
course
problems?
they have.
Senior elders.
Yeah, they have people they look up to.
Who do those ones look up to?
Look up to God.
Can you see?
So why can't we all just look up to God?
Exactly what I
Of
tell
course you
myself
can.
every time.
You know there are systems for everything. I mean, right here there's a hierarchy. There are certain things you can't unlock unless you meet somebody.
But I still
unlocks
feel
another
these
thing.
girls are naive, and they are just. You don't have to look up to somebody. There are a lot of them that are always like, you see them, just pray in your own words. God created these people just the way He created you.
Yeah.
Come on, they have their own problems too. If a pastor
course.
comes to solve your problem, He did solve your problem. God did. Do you understand? So you don't just say.
That's true.
We put religion too much in our head in this country. and it's
Yes,
crazy.
without a doubt, a lot of people are religious rather than being true Christians. So, guys, we were talking about the Juliana case. In case you don't know her, she's a Nollywood actress. She's done a couple of movies. The one that is more that I knew her for, the Jennifer Diaries. Yeah, she was in
And
there.
she's a writer.
Oh, nice. And then so she's accusing her father in the Lord, for withholding her,
You see why
her passwords to her
always-
social media accounts. But that's what it is. I mean, I hope they come to an understanding to clear that and probably move forward, because we need love in
forward
this.
where?
No, I mean, like
They
they
have
don't
to
have
break
to.
here.
No, they don't have to be best friends. But
They
then,
should not even be friends.
but then, I mean, let love lead.
Juliana's accusations are right, but how would somebody fumble
We're
with
staying
your
on the
sister?
password. We're staying on the password.
Okay,
That's
let's
what.
stay
Yeah,
on the password
we're staying
then,
on the
but whatever
password.
the
That's what we
password
know
is,
about. Yeah, there's
For
been
the manager or no
there's been
manager,
too
I
much
feel there's
cheating
even
going around.
something between Juliana and maybe just speculations. Really, it's-
Kufu. Ladies and gentlemen, remember we have the topic nudity. Is it good for the entertainment industry or is it bad? The phone lines 0909 8408 408.